Ever since November of 2024, Democrats have gotten obliterated in voter registration. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and we have breaking news out of the state of Nevada, as we have brand new voter registration numbers out of the state. And I know I made a whole separate video on voter registration just yesterday. I mean, we talked about Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Florida, etc. But at the time I recorded that video, we did not have the Nevada numbers up at that point. But I think I should have waited for those numbers, because look at this. These are the brand new numbers out of Nevada. And for the first time in, I believe, like 20 plus years, the state of Nevada has flipped Republican. That's not just speculation. That's not a rumor. The brand new numbers show, yeah, the Republican Party has the voter registration advantage in Nevada. Now, before we continue, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content, but enough of the promotional stuff. Let's continue. And we got to talk about this because this is huge. We're not talking about some random state that doesn't matter. This is Nevada. This is a critical swing state that Republicans for many years, before Trump, by the way, they struggled to win Nevada. Like, yeah, they won it back in 2000 and 2004, but ever since then, they've gotten crushed here every single year. And a big reason for that is, well, for 20 years, Democrats had this huge advantage in voter registration. That's the big reason that Nevada for 20 plus years was fairly Democrat. I mean, just look at this. Back in 2020, when Joe Biden won Nevada, the Democrats had an advantage of roughly 86,000 votes. 2022, when Democrats barely won Nevada for the Senate race, Democrats led by 52,000 votes. And in 2024, you know, the first time a Republican has won Nevada in 20 plus years, you would think, oh, with it being a Republican state in 24, Trump won it by 3 points, 46,000 votes, not by a very small margin. I mean, for Nevada standards, especially for a Republican, this was a big win. You would think that voter registration would have finally flipped in 2024. It came close, but it still remained Democrat. Ever since November of 2024, Democrats have gotten obliterated in voter registration. Since then, Democrats and Republicans have had a net gain of roughly 8,000 voters in the state of Nevada. This is post-election, and this is not good for Democrats whatsoever, because it's clear that the trends in Nevada are not slowing down, which is crazy because usually the voter registration across the board, but especially for the party in power, post-election for like a couple months, if not a year, they tend to do very poorly in voter registration. But now, that's not happening. There's no slowdown here. In fact, the trends are getting even worse for Democrats. That is not a good combination at all for Nevada. Because like I said, this has been a Democrat state for 20 years. And a big reason it's been Democrat is because for 20 plus years, Democrats had this ridiculous voter registration advantage in the state. Every year they had these 50,000 vote leads, 80,000, 120,000 every single year. And that's why every time Republicans came close to winning, it would be down the wire, but it would never be enough because there's just too many Democrats in the state. But now, post-election, in the state that Trump won by 3, all right, Trump won Nevada by 3 points in 2024, the voter registration back then still was Democrat, but now it's actually a Republican advantage. Yeesh, that's not a good sign for them, because if Republicans were able to win Nevada without any type of voter registration advantage, do you think they're going to magically lose the state by 20 points down the line when they now have the advantage? And in fact, the trends are accelerating? I highly doubt it. Is it possible? Of course, like, I'm not saying Nevada's a safe red state now, but the future for Nevada is looking so good for the GOP that if you're the Democrat Party, how do you stop the bleeding? Because these trends are just awful, and they're not slowing down. And it really looks like Nevada is becoming the next Florida. Remember, 10 years ago, Florida was the must-win swing state. You win Florida, you win the presidency. Now it's a Republican stronghold. And we saw the same thing happen there. Democrats had like a 2 million vote advantage in Florida, or so, like 1 million or whatever. But Republicans, they slowly chipped away at it. And then finally, they took the lead, and the trends did not slow down. It accelerated, and well, we all know what happened in Florida. Republicans made Florida a Republican stronghold. The same thing, it appears, is happening in Nevada. I'm not saying it's going to be R plus 30, but the trends are basically identical. Like, I'm not saying Democrats led by 1 million votes. It's not Florida, but Democrats for years had a huge advantage here. But now they don't. They're losing voters, and Republicans, they're steadily going up. I really don't know how Democrats could say, oh no, the numbers look real good here. They don't. Again, voter registration is not everything. I'm not denying that there are other metrics out there, but remember 2024, Democrats denied the voter registration numbers in Pennsylvania, Florida, Arizona, even Nevada. They denied it. They said it was fake, and it meant nothing. Well, look what happened. Trump won every single swing state, and a big reason is Republicans did so good across the board in voter registration. And now, for the first time in 20 plus years, Republicans have flipped Nevada. Which, if they already won Nevada without any advantage, do you think that's gonna magically become a Democrat state again? Again, I'm not saying it's gonna be the next Florida where it's R plus 30, but the trends are basically identical to what happened in Florida 10, 15 years ago, 5 years ago. And this is a big deal because you look at the electoral map, and again, I'm not saying Arizona's going to be like R plus 20 or whatever, but let's just say all these states in red, if they're safe Republican states, whoever the Republican nominee is, more than likely Vance, they're going to win these states no matter what. Well, if Republicans win Arizona, and let's just say they keep Nevada, they win North Carolina, and they win Pennsylvania, it's over. At that point, you don't need anything else. You don't even need Georgia. You don't need Michigan, Wisconsin. That's why winning Nevada, while on paper, doesn't like that big of a deal. Like, oh, it's only Nevada. It's worth only 6 electoral votes. What's the big deal? The big deal is you don't even need Georgia to win. Because if you lose Nevada as a Republican, you have to flip or hold on to Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and any other swing state, which might be very difficult because trends in Georgia look pretty bad. But the trends in Nevada look actually really good for the Republican Party. That's why it's a big deal that Republicans, they're doing so much better in the state. Plus, the census in 2030, more than likely Republicans are going to gain even more electoral votes in places like Texas, Florida, Arizona, Republican states, which should help them even more. You could effectively lock Democrats out of the White House because if Republicans are winning North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Nevada, which in all 3 states, the voter registration numbers are looking very good for Republicans. If you win these 3 states, you're going to win every election no matter what. It doesn't matter what happens in Georgia, which again, you could win through Georgia, obviously, but either way, the fact that it looks like Nevada is becoming a more Republican state now, it is huge for the down the line. It's a huge thing for 2028, 2032, because now it gives Republicans a little bit of leeway. They don't have to win Georgia. Now, they want to, obviously, but you don't have to win Georgia, or hell, you don't even have to win North Carolina, which is unlikely, but you went through Michigan. That's why winning Nevada, while on paper it's only worth 6 electoral votes, could be the difference between a Republican victory or a Democrat one. This is huge. That Nevada looks like is becoming that Republican stronghold that Florida became, and who knows? Maybe it does become an R plus 15 state. I'm not saying it's for sure going to happen, but the trends in Nevada, they're just amazing. Like, these numbers are so good for Republicans and just disastrous for Dems. Like, I don't see any positives here. There are none. Because, I mean, this is a state that's fairly Hispanic, fairly working class. You know, the new Trump coalition? And it seems like post-election, these voters, which some people thought, oh, they're not going to become Republicans. They voted for Trump and that's it. No, it looks like, oh, wait, these voters, they're still becoming Republicans. Even post-election, they are becoming registered Republicans. They're leaving the Democrat Party or whatever. I mean, if you're the Democrat Party, what do you say to this? What do you say to the fact that Nevada, a fairly Hispanic state, a fairly working class state, is potentially becoming a Republican stronghold when just 10 years ago, everyone was saying that, actually, even 3 years ago, people were saying that Nevada was going to stay Democrat because no matter how close Republicans got to winning the state, it was never enough. But Trump blew those expectations out of the water this last fall, and now the trends are getting even worse for Dems. I mean, if you're the Democrat Party and you lose a place like Vegas, which is about to happen down the line, you cannot win Nevada. You just can't. You have to win Clark by like 8 points, which is how they won the Senate race in 2024, by the way. Jackie Rosen won Clark County by 7, and she ended up winning Nevada by roughly 1.5%. If Republicans are getting 45, 46, 47% of the vote every single year in Clark, Democrats, they're shut out of the state. Because at that point, they need a miracle out of Reno. And I just don't think there are enough votes out of Reno for Democrats to make up losing and collapsing in Las Vegas. That's the big reason the Republicans are doing so good. Las Vegas is shifting heavy to the right. And there are no signs that that's going to stop in 2025, in 2026, 2028. But again, anything could happen. But if you're a Democrat here, how can you look at this and say, oh, there's no problems here, nothing's wrong, everything's perfectly fine? It's not. This is DEFCON 1 for Dems, because if they start losing places like Nevada, Arizona, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, what's your pathway? Well, you're gonna win Georgia every single year, then pick off, I don't know, South Carolina? Is that your strategy? If that's your plan to win the presidency, you're screwed. That's why it's a big deal that even a state like Nevada, not the biggest state in the world, is shifting Republican. It is giving the Republican Party many more pathways to victory. And if states like New Jersey, states like Minnesota, New Hampshire, if they keep trending right as well, Democrats have no pathway. They have no pathway to the White House anywhere because they're losing states that they were winning easily 20 years ago, 10 years ago. They were winning these states by 10, 15 points every single year. But now they aren't. And the map for Democrats is becoming increasingly difficult. But again, a lot could change in 4 years. I mean, just 5 years ago, we were talking about Florida being a swing state. We were talking about Arizona becoming a Democrat stronghold. And well, look at Arizona. Trump won it by 6 points. And voter registration there looks damn good for Republicans. Florida's a Republican stronghold now. Texas is R plus 15 again. So anything could happen, but do you think these trends are going to stop? I doubt it. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.